Fears have been raised that royal fans may miss out on the chance to see King Charles on the day of his coronation after his procession route was cut to just 1.3 miles long. The newly crowned monarch and Queen Consort, Camilla, will make their way back from Westminster Abbey via the tried and tested route of Parliament Square. They will then travel along Whitehall, around Trafalgar Square, through Admiralty Arch and down the Mall back to Buckingham Palace. It will be the reverse of their route to the Abbey, but around a quarter of the length of the late Queen's 5-mile return expedition around central London. The grand procession in 1953 saw the 27-year-old monarch waving to crowds along Piccadilly, Oxford Street, and Regent Street. It took 2 hours and featured tens of thousands of participants, with a 2.5-mile cavalcade taking 45 minutes to pass any given point. Despite the route being cut, organizers are not planning to create a ticketing or balloting system for the route, it is reported. This could lead to royal well-wishers having to camp for days beforehand in the hope of catching a glimpse of the new monarch. One source recommended planning in advance if traveling to London for the historic event, reports The Telegraph. Charles' shorter route is understood to have been chosen for practical reasons, with a preference for the familiar journey used on many a royal occasion. He will travel back in the Gold State Coach, famously criticized by many monarchs for being uncomfortable, including Elizabeth II. The Queen's journey to her crowning on June 2, 1953 was 1.6 miles, taking in a slightly longer route than Charles by making her way along the Victoria Embankment by the River Thames. Unlike the Queen, Charles and Camilla will travel to the Abbey in the more high-tech Diamond Jubilee State Coach, which is complete with mod-cons including air conditioning and shock absorbers. A Buckingham Palace spokesperson said, "The carriages chosen reflect the smaller procession to the Abbey and the larger procession back to Buckingham Palace. They were the personal choice of their Majesties." The palace declined to comment on whether the decision to opt for the Diamond Jubilee State Coach at the start has anything to do with ongoing back pain the King has suffered for many decades. Camilla has also endured back problems over the years. The procession route and carriages were some of the many details recently unveiled for the King's coronation, which takes place on May 6. The palace also confirmed the priceless array of coronation regalia from the crown jewels which will be used during the religious service. It will include the sovereign's orb, the golden spurs, bracelets known as armills, 2 maces, 5 symbolic swords, the sovereign's ring, the sovereign's scepter with cross and the sovereign's scepter with dove. Camilla will be crowned, as previously announced, with the modified Queen Mary's crown, but she will also hold the Queen Consort's rod with dove, despite the controversial rod being made from ivory. The piece is said to symbolize equity and mercy, and the dove, with its folded wings, represents the Holy Ghost. Camilla will also hold the Queen Consort's scepter with cross, which originally made for the coronation of Mary of Modena, Queen Consort of James II, in 1685 and is inlaid with rock crystals. As part of the proceedings, she will receive the Queen Consort's ring, a ruby in a gold setting made for the coronation of King William IV and Queen Adelaide in 1831, and used by 3 further Queens Consort, Queen Alexandra, Queen Mary, and the Queen Mother. As previously announced, Charles will be crowned with a 17th-century St. Edward's crown which has been resized to fit his head. He will switch it for the lighter imperial state crown at the end of the ceremony as is the custom. Other details announced by the palace include a new Twitter emoji. The motif of St. Edward's crown has been specially designed to mark the weekend of coronation festivities. The King and Queen Consort will also receive a royal salute in the Buckingham Palace Gardens from the military troops on parade. They will take the salute from the West Terrace after the ceremony and the servicemen and women will give 3 cheers, a special coronation tribute from the armed forces to the couple.